Welcome back. Alright, this is episode 7, and I'm thinking a little bit of fun tonight. Conspiracy theory gone bad. Well, here we go with an issue I feel very close with, and I hope that you enjoy it because through my eyes it's scary. Global warming. Now, I can go into all kinds of conspiracies and whatnot, but the main issue is it's happening, and there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do about it. We're a little too late. This has been going on for what, a century? I mean, we've been stripping Mother Nature down for natural resources, and we're burning them back up, giving it back in the atmosphere, blocking it. It's making things warmer and warmer. And the different generations will notice the weather changing. Like my generation, 20 years ago where I lived, you had a every 10-year storm of 12 feet of snow to where it's every year 12 feet of snow, negative 20-degree weather. And then you've got your fires, that are not set by human. Mother Nature has a tendency to spread her own destruction. You got earthquakes, you got volcanoes, you've got this and that and the other, and it's all affected by the things we do on Mother Earth. So when we strip her down and we put everything back into the air and carbon dioxides and chemicals into the water and all these little things that have been going on for about 100 years have added up. Now, one of the things that Mother Nature likes to do in order to clean the slate, as we would say, is she likes to start a ice age. Now, I don't know how true that really is, but I'm sure that there's something to it because the polar caps are melting. You see chunks of them falling all the time. Well, that water melts, and that's fresh water. Now, once fresh water gets mixed into the salt, we're going to have some serious issues going on. Plus, the rising of seawater levels. I mean, come on. The addition to the salt in different plain streams, especially here in North and South Carolina, it's killing the trees in the swamp areas. There's more chemicals that are in the water after years of melting, salt decay. We're losing these trees. We can't be doing. You can't be losing these trees. These trees, I got to tell you, do the best job cleaning out the carbon dioxide that we're putting in the air. They're scrubbing, and we're doing nothing but taking them away. Um, can't we find? I mean, we don't use much paper anymore, right? I mean, we can find other ways. We don't have to keep taking trees down, do we? I mean, it's like with fossil fuels. Haven't we figured out yet how to run machines on like alcohol or corn or even hemp? I mean, surely I would love to grow 1,000 acres of good weed just to put gas in my car and in my tractor or my lawnmower, my generator, whatever runs on gas. It can be converted. I mean, aren't we at an age of technology where, I mean, we're sending people in outer space for entertainment. Don't you think we could start working on making things better for everyday life? I'm just wondering, Anyway, the global warming, we're basically a lost cause. It, we've done too much damage. Our generation and up have realized it, but it's too late. I mean, we can do our best to make it better or last longer for the generations to come, but there's it's taking 100 years to do what we've done. If we're going to reverse it, what? It's going to take 100 years to do that. Do we really have that? I mean, things are going awry left and right. Uh, Yellowstone. Yellowstone was in the news a couple of months ago, and I hope that everybody realizes that Yellowstone is a super volcano. Okay, that's not something to shake your head at, because if you're going to see any kind of activity going off there, we're screwed, pretty much. But anyway, global warming. Yeah, I always have a dream about how I was given, in one way or another, given 1,000 acres out in Colorado. Weed is legal. I would be growing tons of wheat, to help scrub the carbon monoxides out of the air. I want to do my share, you know. Plus, on the rest of what I would call my reservation, I would have trees. I would have nothing but trees and wildlife. I would put a 15-foot fence around all of my acreage. I'd put a little trailer in the corner, make sure I had electricity and plumbing, had internet, and I would be happy. I would smoke up, do podcasts, watch Mother Nature take its course, and feel good about myself knowing that I have put 1,000 acres of plants and animals that will help Mother Nature probably, forgive us for what we have done. Maybe generations to come will, take that advice, use that. But we're pretty much in a bad situation right now. I mean, look at the heat. It's bad, and a lot of people are being affected by it. People with mental health issues that are homeless, vets that are homeless. I mean, our president is doing a really good job of trying to keep on top of things and working with Democrats, Republicans, Independents. He's working his magic, his mojo. But Trump screwed us royally for a while on getting us out of the accord with the other nations, trying to get things on track, losing different kinds of government, I would say, facilities because of the shutdowns and the loss of budget. Anywho, all in all, we've got to figure out a way with all these big wigs and top scientists. We've got to try and save Mother Earth. You got great minds out there like Elon Musk, man. I gotta tell you, getting us out into space and coming up with the ideas that he has. I got to give props to the man out there. He's telling everybody, yeah, I smoke up, so what? What are you going to do? I'm a multi-billionaire. I could do what I want. And let me tell you, I love what he's doing. I, 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 people have their judgment calls and whatever, but it's people like Elon Musk that are trying to get us forward and trying to get the technology that we need to get past the fossil fuels. I mean, if I could, I would have solar power everywhere, but I can't where I live. You know, I just, I'm tired of paying $100 a month electricity bill when I, I don't know, it just, I, I don't understand the way people think. I, there's so much money being made and it's not going to the right place. Mother Nature is going to take care of her own. We need to figure out how to fix her. The one percenters out there that are reaping the benefits of everything that's going on out there, the ones that own all these big companies, pharmaceutical, insurance, you know, the companies that have nothing to do with global warming, well, they, in order to find the chemicals and everything they need to make these drugs that are costing $1,000 a month, all of that stuff comes from natural resources. They don't just like, poof, here it is. No, it's this put together forms this. Welcome to chemistry, okay? And every one of the one percenters has had something to do with or has given money to someone who is stripping the land. We need to reverse that. We need to figure out how to get everyone involved in trying to make this planet last a little bit longer. Because the other one that's out there about, I don't know, 1,000,000, 2,000,000 light years away, our sister planet, yeah, we're not going to get there. Yeah, I mean, you could freeze embryos and uh, send out a party and figure out how to stop time for their life cycle or whatever, but we ain't getting there. That's some Star Trek shit right there, man, because it ain't happening. So, Mother Earth is all we got. Now, I was watching a program on ABC, and it had to do with trees. I'm not talking about the trees that we smoke. I'm talking about the trees that we need. And the biggest thing that I got out of the whole thing is that these trees that we keep cutting down, they're not being replaced. When they're being cut down and stripped down, their roots are being left or they're being dug up because they need to be stripped up for property. They're being zoned for, whatever. Now, if I'm a big company that makes money off of trees, you would think that if I would strip a certain piece of land, that I would replant. Now, I'm not saying that companies don't do that. I'm just saying that around the world, other countries are not doing the same. Okay? And instead of rebuilding or replanting, we are actually building on top of that property. Okay? So we're taking away our scrubbing ability of the carbons that are in the air. So personally, I think that the farmers can be talked to about this. We've got some of the greatest farmers in the world. And why not start buying up property and just plant trees and have the farmers volunteer when they have a chance to go and take care of them, check them out, see what they need, like Christmas trees. There's a lot of money in Christmas trees, man. We have been running out of them, and I know that they've been planting more and more because we've been running out of them. But, when New York City is reportedly selling a Christmas tree for $1,000, hello, uh, yeah, that ain't happening. I got plastic. Plastic's just fine for me. But anyway, I remember we used to go on when I lived on the farm. I'd go out with an axe and find one, and voila, we had a Christmas tree. Get a big old 5-gallon bucket, put rocks in it to keep it steady, and put sugar water in it. We had that bitch for 3 weeks, and it lived and it smelled really good. Uh, Man, that was when Christmas wasn't so much drama for myself. But anyway, but trees are fun to just every season you've got a different mood from a tree. They're just yeah, when it comes to seasons, they're like emotions, you know? And then you've got your other plants that help scrub the carbons out. So I personally love the idea of having all this acreage, planting, making sure I got, great wildlife. Squirrels are fun to watch to play. I love squirrels. Everybody knows that. Chickens. Chickens would be fun. Let me tell you, just running all over the place. Yeah. Then I'd have ducks. I gotta have ducks. Love me some duck. What else? It would be good. Rabbits. Rabbits would be fun. I'd let them all run around for a couple months, do their thing, a double, triple, whatever. Then I would get me a falcon. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. It'd be funny though, but no, no. I like animals too much. I like animals more than I like people. Man, I gotta tell you, I love Mother Nature. There's so much beauty out there. I mean, you can go from one end of the country to the other. And granted, I've got to tell you, I've experienced it. Being in a military family, we had gone from California to Virginia 4 times. Okay? And we drove cross country. And my parents were awesome about one big thing. While we were doing this, they were going to educate my sister and I. And we got to see some great things. Now, granted, I can't remember all of it. I really can't. You know, it was there were different stages in my life, and it was every 3 years. So I would see Mother Nature at her greatest. We'd see the sequoias over in California. I would see the Atlantic Ocean at Ocean Beach or off the eastern coast. Uh, I I've been to Maine, and the beauty of Mother Nature in Maine is just it is unbelievable. I truly. But then so is over in Washington State. Washington State is very beautiful. I mean, the weather, if I could pick anywhere, it'd be like Colorado, Washington State. Hence, marijuana is legal there, and they're using their taxes quite well, I must say, for their infrastructure, and they're peaceful. Yeah, well, we'll get into that when I talk about legalizing marijuana. Yeah, buddy. Now, anyways, back at the ranch, we've got, wildlife that can help, but all in all, trees, planting these plants, giving back, it, our generations are from way past. Like I said, 100 years. We've done a lot of damage, and in the past, archaeologists have verified that it's either been an ice age or a flood that does a lot of cleaning house. So, I mean, the flood thing, if you believe in the 40 days, 40 nights rain, or the fact that it was just a seismic tremor that caused tsunamis in populated areas and it was written down as a flooding, however you want to feel or think about it, it happens. Ice Age happened 11,000 years ago or so. I'm not sure, but it it the shit's hitting the fan, people. So I want to do my best, and I can't do it from where I'm at. So all I can just do is tell the next generation and the following generation after that, brace for it. Do what you can, but we've done 100 years damage. Climate, the weather, it's all there. All the signs are there. The caps are melting. You're seeing more of Antarctica, and all you have to do is just ask my wife. She's the queen of Antarctica. She'll tell you. They're starting to see their pyramids appear once again. You know, it's like when it was mapped out back in the 1400s, before it was even discovered, mind you. Before Antarctica was even discovered, it was already mapped out. So, now they're finally beginning to see the pyramids as the ice melts. But you don't have to believe me. No. Just look it up. You know, I, not much I could tell you. I mean, the species that are living in the polar caps, mainly north, they're losing ground. They're dying off. They're losing their livelihood because global warming. It's all melting down. They're losing their foothold. And it's our fault. A lot of species are dead because we screwed up. So, all in all, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you that this episode was basically me venting about the do's and don'ts, I guess. Global warming. Be safe. Grow some plants. Smoke some trees. Enjoy life, man. Love you. Peace out. Doobie Snacks out. Bye bye.